So today I'm going to show you how to sew on a button. So what you'll need is a button, a seam ripper if you need to remove any threads left behind, a needle, and matching thread. I'm using red today so that you can see better, and a pair of scissors. So first you're going to cut your thread. I usually use about an arm's length, maybe a little more. There's usually enough for one button. I'm going to cut your thread and put it through the needle. So you want to start with a clean cut end, or else the little fuzzy fibers will give you trouble getting through the eye of the needle. We're going to pull the thread through until both ends are even. So then we're going to tie both ends together in a knot. And I like to do it twice, just to make sure it doesn't pull through the fabric. So then you need to find where you'd like your button to go. And we're going to start on the back side and put the needle up through the back of the shirt. You're going to pull the thread through until the knot rests against the back. Then you're going to put your needle through one hole on the button. And if you're doing something like a shirt, you might want to look at the other buttons to see which direction they sewed the other buttons on. In this particular shirt, they did an X pattern. You could do it like an 11 or an equal sign if you want to do them straight. So I'm going to do this one in an X pattern. So we came up on one corner and we're going to go back down the diagonal, diagonal hole on the button. You're going to pull, and sometimes you get twisted, so you're going to untwist your thread, and you want to pull the thread through until it lays flat, but not too tight. And you're going to go back up through the same hole that you went the first time. And again, every time you pull the thread through, you want to make sure it's laying flat and not twisted. And we're going to go back down through the other side, and we're going to do it about 3 times. Again, go back up through the back once you can find the hole. And back down. So we've done one side of the X, now we're going to do the other. I'm going to find the other side. Again, we're going to do it 3 times, just like the first part of the X. That was 2. Sometimes it's tricky. There we go. And I always want to keep checking the back to make sure you don't have any loops or knotted thread. It's not going to be pretty, but it should just lay flat. Okay, so we've gone through 3 times. Now the next step, you want to go through the back, but not through the button this time. We're just going to come in between the fabric and the button and pull the thread all the way through. Then we're going to wind the thread around the button to secure all the threads under there and give a space between the button and the shirt. 1, 2, 3 is good. And this makes it easier to button the shirt because there's some space under there. So now we're going to go back down through the fabric, between the button and the fabric, and pull all the way through. Now the last step is to secure the thread. So we're going to take the needle and just grab a tiny bit of the fabric and some of the thread too is fine. So you're going to pull through, but not all the way. You want to have a loop. So then you're just going to put your needle through the loop, just like tying a regular knot, and pull. And that creates a little knot down here. And I like to do it twice just to make sure it's secure. Again, we have a loop. I'm going to put the needle through the loop and pull. So now you can cut your thread and just leave a little tail so that it doesn't slip out of the knot. And there you have your button.